Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to another video on my channel. Thank you very much for joining me today, as always. In this video, I am going to be removing this mani. I've had this mani for 3.5 weeks now. So yes, it is time that it came off. As you can see, I have quite a bit of regrowth. So I've done a few videos on my e-file and the bits that I use, which direction to travel in and that kind of thing. So I just thought I'd do a video of me removing my mani and just letting you know what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So yeah, thanks for watching and let's get into it.
Okay, so we have a slight change of plan. I was actually recording this video. Well, I thought I was recording this video of me removing the gel polish from my left hand. So, in other words, using my dominant hand. But then I realized that I wasn't actually recording. My goodness. It's just one of those days. What can I say? I just shouldn't be allowed out sometimes. So, my apologies for that. So, now I'm afraid I decided to go ahead anyway and record me doing my dominant hand. So I'm using my left hand, which is my non-dominant hand. I am right-handed. So having said that, the process, the techniques, the drill bits, the speed, everything that I'm doing is exactly the same thing as if I'd been doing it on my non-dominant hand. So I thought I may as well record this one anyway. It just won't be quite as quick as it would have been on my other hand, but hey ho, such is life. Sometimes it's handy to see the way people do things with their non dominant hand as well, so that's what we're going to do. So I am on 17,000 rotations per minute with this. That is pretty much the maximum speed that I use for anything with my drill bits. So it is going to depend on what drill that you use, on what drill bit you're using, and what your product is. So, are you removing gel product or acrylic, polygel, etc.? So for me, I am removing a gel polish mani on a rubber base gel. So it is all soft gels that I am using, and I've got a saying. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Drill bit. So the combination, sorry, e-file. So the combination of those things means that 17,000 rotations per minute is perfect for me. So this is my medium grit drill bit. This is a ceramic drill bit. And this is probably the bit that I use to remove 70 to 80% of my manis. So if I was removing embedded glitters or something that's really difficult to remove, I would use my coarse drill bit, which is the green tagged one. But this is just gel polish and a bit of gel paint with top coat. So my medium drill bit is perfect for this, and that is what I'm using. Because I'm working left to right across my nail and then cuticle to free edge on using my left hand, I am in reverse mode at this stage. So when I flick my hands like that, you will see I either use my brush or I just sort of flick my fingers around to remove some of the dust. So when you're using a gel polish color like this one, it's nothing like my natural nail color. It's very bold, it's very dark, you can't really miss it. So I probably remove the dust a little bit less than I would if I was doing like a nudie color or a soft pink, something where it's a little bit harder to distinguish between your base color and your natural nail. So because of this one, as soon as you can see, I move off that area basically as soon as I have removed that color. So some sections where it's a little bit thicker, mainly around the apex area, like here, I will go back and thin that material down a little bit, but not a lot because I don't do a particularly thick layer with my rubber base. As you can see here, sometimes I use my right hand more sort of than I do my left, just because I am right-handed. So I often use my right hand to help me even when I'm doing something with my left hand, if that makes sense. So you can see me moving my right hand around here, for instance, to manipulate it so that it's easier for me to access using my left hand, because I'm generally very uncoordinated with my left hand. So it is quite a lot harder for me to do that. And thumbs are always awkward to catch on camera. It just looks like I'm putting my hand in the weirdest positions. So apologies for that, but it's really hard to capture it on camera any other way. Thumbs are awkward like that. They're a bit weird. So yes, I'm just going in with that drill bit, and I will do that until I've pretty much removed all of that colour. I don't remove every last morsel of it, as you can see there, because some areas, especially around the cuticle area and the sidewalls, gets quite thin. And then I just use my brush to dust off my drill bit. I will go in and give it a proper dusting with a firmer brush than that, but yeah, that's just for the meantime. I've actually gone in and switched out my drill bit. So this is now my fine ceramic drill bit. So the reason I switch it out is now you can see I'm getting quite close to my natural nail. I'm not touching my natural nail. I still would not use this drill bit on a natural nail. I wouldn't use any ceramic drill bit on a natural nail. But around the cuticle area and the free edge and the sidewalls, the product is a lot thinner. So I change out my drill bit for the finer drill bit, and I also reduce the speed. So this would be on about 9 or 10,000 rotations per minute. And you'll see I also remove the dust a bit more often as well, because I am that much closer to my natural nail. And because of the rubber-based color that I use is not too dissimilar from my natural nail color, so I do remove the dust to make sure that I'm not trying to remove dust and accidentally hitting my natural nail. And you'll see here where I do those little movements is because I've got little areas, just little areas of just small amounts of lifting, because that's where the product is at its thinnest. So I just go through and smooth those off. Using this drill bit. I actually really like this drill bit. It's really quite gentle. You can also use it for finish filing. So I actually recently did a video on all the drill bits that I use and what I use them for. I will link that in the description box below and up in the top right hand corner. So yes, if you want to see the drill bits that I use, so everything that you see today is products that you will have seen in that video. So this is just the speed at which I use them. I am still in reverse mode at this point because of the direction. I'm still working left to right across my nail. I've got a little bit of lifting there, which I'm just trying to get the polish behind it and just get that to lift, because you want to remove, I'm actually going to put another layer of rubber base after this. So you want to make sure that you have removed all lifting. Otherwise, all that's going to happen is that your new mani will start lifting when you really don't want it to. Because once it's started to lift, it's not going to reattach itself. So you really do need to remove it. And then that way you can get a really good adhesion for your next layer. So as you can see there, I do sort of flick it away rather than use the drill bit as it's getting that close to my natural nail, because as I said, I really don't want to use this drill bit on that natural nail. And I'm sorry, my camera does struggle to focus sometimes with these bits, so I apologize for that. But hopefully you can see enough of what I'm doing. There I'm just going in and removing some of the color. So I also find that you end up moving your hands in all sorts of weird directions when you're doing your own nails. It's pretty much unavoidable, because you've just got to get those little awkward corner bits and side bits. So it is quite tricky trying to do your own nails, especially when you're using your non-dominant hand. So, bits like this where it seems to be taking, a little while, that would be a lot quicker if I was doing this with my right hand. But because I'm using my left hand, I am that much more slow and cautious, because, I don't want to slip. I don't want to press too hard or what have you, so I am a little bit more cautious. So as with most things, it takes me, a fair bit longer to do my when I'm doing my right hand than my left. But in terms of speed, this is real time. I have not sped up or slowed down any parts of this video. So yeah, what you see me doing here is in real time. So sometimes where you've got, as you can see there, putting my hand in funny positions. Sometimes if you've got a bit of colour, like, that's really close to something like your sidewalls where your base layer is really thin, I will often get those bits with a hand file. So that's the other thing, use your e-file to the point where you're comfortable. If you're worried that you are going to get too close, then just switch to your hand file. Whatever you find is easier for you. So there we go. That is everything removed. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.